Hey everyone, certified high performance coach Michelle Weimer here with you today for a little Wednesday wisdom. Thank you so much for joining me. And continue with our topic for the month of May. We're talking all about energy and not exactly the kind of energy that you might normally think of, like physical energy and just, not being tired and instead being vibrant and full of energy. We're talking about some different types of energy. So if you've missed any of the other videos, please be sure you watch those. And of course, if you want to know more about energy, you can sign up at michelleweimer.com/energy and get access to a free series on those kinds of energy, like physical energy and, of course, mental energy. And actually, if you think about this, I always think that so many times people, they say they need more time in their day to get things done, but instead of always needing more time in their day, what I think they actually need often is more energy to get things done. And that's where that concept of our having enough physical energy and mental energy comes into play. And then, of course, this month we've been talking about your emotional energy and the energetic presence that you bring into a room when you're interacting with others, and how others are bringing their energy and how that affects you. And today I want to talk about focused energy, because really, to be highly productive, we need to have focused energy. So think about this for a second. I'm going to give you an analogy, and you're probably going to laugh. You're like, where is she going at this? This is crazy, but stick with me, okay, for this analogy. If you have a strainer, right, like the kind of strainer that you pour pasta that you've been boiling in and the water all comes straining out of it. If you had something like stuck on your kitchen sink, like this, some food was stuck in the kitchen sink, and you poured water through the strainer, you may have tons of water, but as it goes through the strainer, the water just kind of goes everywhere, right? It's distributing everywhere. And if you think about it again, if you've ever poured pasta out of a boiling pan of water and you put that water in there, it just comes out in all these holes, all these areas. And that's not going to get anything unstuck, right? It's really not, because maybe there's a lot of water there, but it's being distributed all over the place. However, if you really want to get that stuck gunk off the kitchen, out of the kitchen sink, if you take the nozzle that has focused concentrated pressure and you spray it on there, it's going to come off, right? Like it's that kind of, now maybe like if it's really stuck, maybe not. But, again, this is an analogy, so stick with me here. Like that's more likely to get that stuck gunk off the kitchen sink than having water going all over the place. And the point that I'm making here is that when you have concentrated, focused energy, you're more likely to get things done, right? You're going to move the needle forward on the projects that you have when you are like focused, than if you are all over the place with your energy. If you are, like, oh, I'll put a little energy into doing this, and I'm going to do a little bit of this, and I'm doing this now. And you know what? That's what happens. People get so busy marking things off their to-do lists. They might get a lot done, but by the end of the day, they look back and they feel like they got nothing done. And often that's because they don't have focused energy. They're not really putting their energy and focusing their energy where it needs to be. They're doing things and they're marking stuff off the to-do list and they're keeping super busy, but their energy isn't focused on the things that are really going to move the needle forward for them. So I want you to really think about that, because, how often is your energy all over the place? How often are you trying to multitask and get a bunch of things done, or you're doing things that are on this big, long list of to-dos, but they're not really things that are moving your projects forward, that are helping you reach your goals? So if you want to do that, again, not only do we, it's not just about having enough time, it's about having enough energy, and that's where that mental and physical energy comes in, but it's about having concentrated, focused energy, focusing your energy where it needs to go. So how do you do that? So first of all, get clear. What are the projects that I have right now? What's most important to me? And then what are the tasks that I need to do that are going to really move the needle forward on these projects? Really prioritizing what needs to be done. And there's a quote by Mark Twain about eating the frog. Like, you can look up "eat the frog" if you want to, but it says, if it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. And if it's your job to eat two frogs, it's best to eat the biggest one first. And the concept behind that is like, if you've got to get a task done that you don't necessarily want to do, and sometimes that's what happens with the real needle movers and the things that we need to be focusing our attention on to get things moving forward, they might seem hard or overwhelming, and so we tend to put them off, either because we're afraid we can't do them, or it's not going to work out well, or we're not exactly sure how to do something. And so we tend to put those tasks off. But the reality is that's where we need to be focusing our energy. And those are the tasks we need to be getting done first. So identify what you need to be doing for your projects to get things done, to really move those projects forward, and prioritize them. Get them in your schedule for first thing in the morning. That's one way to make sure you have that focused energy on those tasks. And then the other thing, as I mentioned before, like multitasking, your energy is all over the place and your focus is all over the place. Multitasking doesn't work. So make sure that you are really focusing your energy on that task at hand, and that you're not allowing a bunch of distractions to get in your way. In addition to that, when you schedule those tasks and you block out time to do them, try to block things together. Okay, so if you need to be doing follow-up calls with potential clients or customers, maybe get yourself into a rhythm where you're doing the same type of task within, say, that hour block, and that helps keep you moving your focused energy. And you can think of that in terms of, like, say, riding a bike, right? You start riding a bike and you're pedaling really hard. Once you get going, your momentum takes you and you can coast, right? You don't have to use as much energy to pedal that bike once you get your momentum going. So try to group your tasks together. Again, if you say, for example, you're making phone calls to potential clients and customers, or follow-up calls, or say you have to do emails, well, do them at the same time so that you have those things blocked out, and then the momentum that you get when you get into the rhythm, it helps you not have to keep switching gears or having more energy than when you are grouping things together. So it's really, really beneficial in helping you conserve your energy, focus your energy, and get things done. So I want to encourage you to do that. Take some time, think about and get very clear on what projects you have that are most important to you right now, and what's necessary for you to get done in order for you to achieve your goals. And then prioritize the tasks, the needle movers, the things that are really going to move you forward towards reaching your goal, and make those tasks priority. First thing in the day, get them scheduled, block them out, focus your energy. When you have focused energy, again, remember that analogy from the beginning of either pouring water in a strainer and it's going all over the place, but not really hitting the spot that it needs to be hitting, or taking that nozzle and turning that water on, and that focused, concentrated energy, like, it hits the spot and it gets the job done, gets things moving. So that's what I want to encourage you to do this week. Use your energy wisely. Focus your energy where it needs to be. Get productive and get things done. Reach your goals using focused energy. So I know that was fast. If you have questions, comments, I'd love to hear from you. And in the meantime, keep bringing the high energy to everything you do. Make sure you're nurturing yourself, though, in the meantime, because the only way to keep that high energy is making sure you're taking care of yourself. So if you want to keep that focused energy and keep your energy high, make sure that within that schedule that you give yourself for the day, after you've had that hour of intense focused energy, give yourself a reward of taking a break, and then get right back to it. And let me know how it goes. So until next time, this is Certified High Performance Coach Michelle Weimer. Again, thank you for joining me for Wednesday Wisdom. And I will look forward to talking with you again next week. Thanks. Bye-bye for now.